Hey, everybody, and welcome to Rank and Tier, where I will be ranking and doing a tier list at the same time, killing two birds with one stone. And of course, we're starting out with the Beatles, my favorite band of all time. Why not? I've already done a tier list in the past on them, but I think I might be changing that a little bit looking back on it. My ranking that I've done, a full ranking on the channel before, is the same, but if you haven't seen either one of those before, this should move along much more quickly, and we're going to do it, as I said, both at the same time. In the past, when I did a tier list, I just did it in chronological order, but I realized, hey, I could do a tier list and rank them at the same time if I just go in order of my least favorite to most favorite. So let's not waste any time. I'm going to share my screen now and we are going to start. So, out of the 13 studio albums that the Beatles had, they really didn't have a bad album, but we are going to start with my least favorite, and that is Yellow Submarine, which almost shouldn't even count as a Beatles album, honestly. Like, it is more or less a soundtrack to a kids movie, and there's a lot of that kind of stuff on there. But at the same time, they also have Hey Bulldog and All Together Now, songs that I absolutely love. So while it isn't obviously great by any means, it isn't terrible either. So I'm putting it as a C there at my number 13. So now moving on to number 12, that's going to be Beatles for Sale, but that is going to go a little bit higher into the B range. Um, it is really good. There's nothing I can say negative about it. It's just one that I don't go to that frequently to listen to as a whole. It does have some great tracks like No Reply, but it's just not one of my faves. So now moving on to number 11. That's going to be With the Beatles, also another one of their earlier albums that I don't revisit that much, although it does have obviously some great early Beatles bangers. So now we are moving on to number 10, which that is going to be their debut album, Please Please Me. And I'm putting that in the A range. I mean, it's pretty fantastic for a debut album. I gotta say, it's probably a top 10 debut album for me. Title track, you got Twist and Shout, Saw Her Standing There, just so many great tracks. And yeah, absolutely have to have that in the 10 spot. So now moving on to number nine. I mean, look, all these albums are great, honestly. Now it's just a matter of, what's better than something else. We're already in the A range, folks. Beatles, just one of the best discographies of all time, and in such a short amount of time. But if I have to be honest, the next one is going to be Magical Mystery Tour at number 9. It's got some of my favorite Beatles songs, but then there's some that just don't make the cut for me. But I mean, you got I Am the Walrus on there, you got Strawberry Fields. I mean, just some of their best tracks ever. Just overall, it's not one that I think is one of their absolute best that I listen to front to back, but still in the A range, or so can't complain. So now at number 8, we are moving right on to Rubber Soul. Another one that I absolutely love, but one I don't revisit as much. So it's not going to be top tier for me, but again, it's an A. I mean, it's great. It's a classic. Norwegian Wood alone, in my life. I mean, so many amazing songs. And I know some of you would have this much higher, but hey, this is the Beatles, man. And I mean, when everything is this great, it's kind of hard to split hairs here. But now we're moving on to number 7, Hard Day's Night. Yeah, I love A Hard Day's Night more than Rubber Soul. I gotta say, it's just so solid. You know, Title track, just and I love her. I just there's Can't Buy Me Love, just so many hit after hit. I Should Have Known Better. It just perfectly accompanies the film. And yes, that's smack dab in the middle of my ranking of the Beatles. So now we're getting to the definite cream of the crop here. And all of these, I'm just going to let you know, are going to be S tier because they're just all amazing. But Sergeant Pepper is my number six. Doesn't quite make my top five. I know a lot of you are probably like, what? But yeah, man, I mean, it's amazing for what it is. It's just not one I revisit as much as some of these others, but I mean, come on. A Day in the Life, one of the greatest album closers of all time, just one of the greatest concept records of all time. And but yeah, there's just some moments of it that don't do it for me as much, even though it's just a psychedelic masterpiece and so many other albums wouldn't exist without it. But it is only my number six because next, Revolver is my number five. For similar reasons of Sergeant Pepper, innovation in the studio. This is really when they just went for it. Tomorrow Never Knows, Taxman, Eleanor Rigby. Oh my gosh, just amazing song after amazing song. And the studio wizardry that really started the whole thing between Brian Wilson and the Beatles. He had to come back with Pet Sounds, and then they came back with Sergeant Pepper and so forth. But yeah, amazing record, and that's just my number five. So now this is going to rub some people the wrong way, but my number four is Help. I think this is just the peak of the Beatles from their early period doing what they did best. Just, from Help to Yesterday to The Night Before, Ticket to Ride. I mean, just every single song on this album hits. It is just, I think, the peak of their powers from those early years, from 63 to 65, closing out that chapter in just a beautiful way. I even love Dizzy Miss Lizzy. I don't care what people say. I think it's great. And yeah, that's my number four. So now at number three, Let It Be, the Swan Song. Actually, Abbey Road technically is the Swan Song, but Let It Be, man, their last released album in 1970, just for what it is. I mean, especially considering that these guys were, on the rocks a little bit at the time, and it wasn't clearly from watching Get Back always the happiest environment. Just what they created here was amazing. And I even love Phil Spector's production on tracks like the title track, Across the Universe. I mean, just every single song. There's so many underrated tracks like I've Got a Feeling and Dig a Pony. One After 909. It's really a fun, upbeat album considering, and of course, Get Back did show that it was actually happier than we were former led to believe. But yeah, I just love this album. It's just, and it goes by so quickly and it's over. But speaking of which, now moving on to number two, the White Album, which is, 30 tracks, everything but the kitchen sink. This is one you just got to have high on your list. I mean, just for the sheer volume and the fact that they could just prove that they could literally do anything. I mean, Helter Skelter, the heaviest track of their catalog, and probably one of the heavier tracks at the time that really was a blueprint for bands like Black Sabbath to follow. Just incredible. And then you got just weird songs like Rocky Raccoon and Happiness as a Warm Gun. As weird as they are, they're also catchy. Back in the USSR, doing their whole Beach Boys thing. You had Revolution 9, one of the weirdest songs ever made. And yeah, I mean, there's some songs that don't work as well as others, but man, when it hits, just incredible. Like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Blackbird, the list goes on and on. Just so many amazing songs, and them even working separately on tracks created just some of the most beautiful, amazing tracks. Dear Prudence, another one. Yeah, you gotta have this high up there, but Guys, obviously, Abbey Road is my number one favorite. And yeah, I've talked about Abbey Road like so many different times on this channel, but it's just amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's on my wall of perfect albums behind me. It is absolutely a 10 out of 10. Just just for the side B alone, which is just one elongated masterpiece of a song, uh, ending with the end, and then of course Her Majesty tagged on. But I mean, come on, you got Come Together, you got Something. You've got Oh Darling, I Want You, She's So Heavy, Here Comes the Sun. Every single track on here is amazing, as standalones or as one piece, but it has to be listened to all the way through from You Never Give Me Your Money all the way to the end. Just absolutely amazing. The greatest swan song of all time. And yeah, I'm going to say, guys, probably the best discography of all time. If you're really looking at it, I mean, 13 albums in a 7 year period and all this good. And I'm going to do the math here, guys. If I kind of add up my scores based on the tier list, this is an overall ranking of an 8.6 out of 10 for the Beatles. And yeah, that's going to be hard to beat, guys. I mean, there might be some other artists that either match it or come close to matching it, but that's far and few between. We will see what some of those are if I do some more of these rank and tiers. But let me know in the comments below what you think of this format. Did you like this? Did you like my ranking and tiering of the Beatles? And do you want to see some more? Let me know in the comments below. And guys, there's so much more that we have here on the channel. Top 50s that you can vote on. There's album reviews, so much more. Thank you for watching. And as always,